One evening, an elder Cherokee told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside all people. He said, "My son, the battle is between two wolves inside us. One is fear. It carries anxiety, concern, uncertainty, hesitancy, indecision, and inaction. The other is faith. It brings calm, conviction, confidence, enthusiasm, decisiveness, excitement, and action." The grandson thought about it for a moment and then meekly asked his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" The old Cherokee replied, "The one you feed." Let's feed your passion for Walt Disney World and go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Welcome to episode 89 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your co-host, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast that will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. And with me, as usual, the sweetest, the cutest, and the smartest Disney daughter in the world, Lindsay.
Hi, geeks. And hi, Dad.
Hi, Lindsay. How'd your week go this week?
Exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk about Disney.
You ready for the fun part of the week?
Yes, please.
Where we get to chat Disney World, especially when we get to chat Disney World with, like I said, our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited to have someone new on the show. We've been recycling some of our super geeks.
Talking to some of our favorites over and over again.
Which is all good. Which is all this what this is about, is meeting friends and carrying those friendships through. But tonight there's someone here that I've been wanting to get on the podcast for a long time. He's legendary where I work, apparently, because I've heard about him multiple times. And when I've heard his name twice, I said, you know, what are you doing, Curtis? You got to get him on the show. So I want to welcome Jeff McCartney to the show. How are you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for having me on.
Now, are you related to Paul?
I wish. If I
Jesse?
was, I probably would not be working at the Hartford.
Now, you get this, you probably get that all the time. Sorry to start our relationship this way.
That's quite all right.
But we're big Beatles fan, actually, in this Stone family.
As am I.
As you? Okay, great. And I understand you are one of the biggest Walt Disney World geeks there are out there.
And actually, in my company profile, I self-name myself as the office travel agent for Disney World.
Yeah. You're kind of the de facto, right?
I'm a little passionate.
Yeah, and we're glad you are, and I'm so glad we could get together. And before we get into some of our Mama Says, let's talk about what we were going to bring Jeff on to talk about. We brainstormed a couple of things, and he had a trip last December. We're going to go back in time and review a little bit of that because he had some really significant amount of resort hopping going on, and people love to hear about resorts. And I think that's really cool. I mean, you did a lot of resort hopping, so we'll get into that. We're going to talk about Disney at Christmas time because that's when he went, and he's going back. We'll do a little bit of pre-trip of that Christmas time trip coming up and talk one of our favorite things, Lindsay. Food,
yes,
and favorite restaurants, and that. And then Jeff is, I'm learning he's an obsessive planner, I think, too.
Sounds like someone we know.
Sounds like some couple of ladies I know in my household. Luckily, they do that, the bulk of that for me. And Jeff's got a really good planning tip. People love planning tips, so we're going to throw that in too. We got a lot to cover. And before we do that, I want to do a little bit of news, Jeff. You can chime in on your thoughts here too. What we've been seeing recently, the number one here, Lindsay mentioned this one to me also, is the departure of Duffy the Bear. What do you think, guys?
Breaks my heart.
He's all gone. He's going.
Yeah.
He's not all gone. He's not all gone. His merchandise is still going to be around. It was very popular when I was working down there. Very popular, the Duffy stuff.
Oh,
you see it everywhere.
In your merchandising career at Disney World during the...
And it goes, too.
Yeah, they sell a lot. I love... Who doesn't love teddy bears?
He's got his own channel on the Disney World network.
So he's going to be replaced. Did you see who he's getting replaced by?
I saw Daisy was working the little place where he was.
Daisy Duck is going to replace him on the meet and greet there in Epcot.
That's going to make my husband very upset.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes. He's a big Duffy fan. In fact, I can't even count the number of Duffy Bears that we have in our house right now.
Lindsay, I think you got a couple, too.
I have a little one, a little magnetic one, and I have the big, actual full-size Duffy.
Yeah. And you get little suits for him to wear.
Yeah, he gives the best hugs out of every Disney character. Duffy gives the best hugs.
Well, he's a teddy bear, of course. I always like to get pictures with him just for the hugs.
He's so sweet. I'm really my heart is just broken.
Yeah, you are. You're upset. I know people have on the Facebook page had some kind of mixed reactions.
It was they're like, Duffy who? And I'm like...
No, a lot of people, that's right. If you don't go down to the Disney parks, you might not know him. You said he's got a TV show, I guess, a cartoon or something?
He does Duffy's bedtime story.
Okay. Isn't the story he's Mickey's teddy bear, right?
Minnie made him with love and sent him with Mickey on his adventures.
And I think it was more of an international thing, wasn't it? More than a U.S. thing?
I believe, in Japan.
Yeah, that's what I had heard, too.
He made his way over to the States.
All right. Well,
hopefully we'll see him around somewhere else, maybe in Magic Kingdom somewhere.
We're always sad when
he probably belongs in Magic Kingdom better than anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Duffy, Epcot kind of made sense with the world, but
okay, I get you. Well, I think it's always sad when things we really enjoy there go away. All right, but Mama says that the annual ticket prices are going up again, and I took a look. I found a posting out on. This is allears.net. They actually have a site or a page here that lists all the price increases since the beginning of the parks in 1971. Kind of interesting to see. And it's kind of depressing to see how big the increases for the annual passes have gone up year after year. And this year, going up $90 to $749 for the regular.
Just the regular.
Pass.
It's not even for the premium.
Yeah, that's not the premium. The premium's going up to $829. Which is a $50 increase. And it's already gone up. Now here it's October.
Yeah, I know. I remember I was down there when they bumped up the price for the Magic Kingdom up to $105. And I can't imagine what it's like down there right now because that people were freaking out for that one. So
the only bonus is they're throwing in the photo pass. So you get that with your annual pass. So that's like $160.
They're basically forcing you to buy the photo pass now if you get an annual pass.
Yeah,
it's happening.
So Jeff, have you done the annual pass before?
I actually got an annual pass for the first time last year because we were going to be down there for 10 days,
right? And
I wanted to get the Tables in Wonderland, and you can only do that. One of a very few ways, and the only way open to me was through the annual pass. So it actually saved us a ton of money because we are table service kind of people. We love sitting down and eating. And and we're big drinkers. I might have a few cocktails at night. And, saving 20% off the top of all of that, that's huge. So I bought my annual pass last year, but this year I bought my husband his annual pass for the first time, literally the day before the announcement. So,
wild.
Yeah, right under the wire.
Yeah. And one of our good friends, Jen Glambus, mentioned on our Facebook group that, it reminded us, you still can get a pretty good discount on your room with the annual pass. Have you ever taken advantage of that too, Jeff?
I have. In fact, I think the room discount I have for my trip in December is an annual pass holder discount.
Yeah. So if you work that in and now you get the photo pass, and I think I've heard this, and probably Jeff, because you guys are, again, these big planners. If you're going more than 10 days, look at the numbers, but that's always been the general rule.
That's right.
That an annual pass more than likely would make sense for you, even if you're going just 10 days, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Very cool. And speaking of Tables in Wonderland, while we're talking price increases, that's going up too, Jeff, to $150. Yeah, that's going up. I remember didn't seem too long. It was $75, but now it's $150, and that's for and you got to have an annual pass, or you got to be a Disney Vacation Club person to get even that deal.
Yikes.
My heart broke when I heard that.
being the big foodie and drinker, right? Like us, if you've listened to our show at all.
I'm still going to get my money's worth, trust me, but it's not going to be quite as much money
yeah, right.
last year. So
that's right. All right. Well, what are you going to do? They keep adding stuff, and that's still pretty good value down there in Disney World. Just find ways to make it stretch.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, I just want to mention a personal thing. Big news for us. We were really excited, and it's kind of related to it is also related to our March 2016 trip coming up. If you've heard us talk about that a little bit, our son Benjamin got great news that he made his college baseball team. It's official and good thing because we got flights booked to go visit him during spring break in Fort Myers and catch a couple of games. And one thing he said to me is they were excited. I guess they've played down there before. He hasn't been there, but the college has been there before. But they're going to be playing in an old Red Sox spring training facility. So he was pretty excited about that. It should be a really nice place to have some games.
That's awesome.
And I'm really looking forward to check out the west coast of Florida and the beaches and that side too. So my wife and I will be there for 3 days. Lindsay will be flying back. She's not going to. Your spring break actually starts that week, right?
The week we get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be coming back. We'll be spending a couple more days and coming home on Thursday of that week.
I planned it that way so I can come back and relax.
But I'm excited that you got to book these things ahead of time. And we just thought he would make the team, and I'm glad he did. And we'll be able to catch that. Our plans are coming together as we have drawn them up so far. So exciting about that. We're going to be doing Jeff Disney for a week. This will be the first time I took 2 weeks off of work ever in my whole life working career.
Wow.
I'm going to do a week in Disney World, and then, like I said, up until Thursday, and then we'll come home. And we actually got to pick him up from the bus when he comes home. They take a bus down and back. Hey, the other thing I want to mention before we get into Jeff's trip reporting spectacular here that we're going to do is that I'm really excited. A couple of listeners on the exact same day contacted me to be on the show. One is our old friend Glenn Kessler, who was on episode 12 and talked about, we actually gave him tips about Disney Vacation Club on that episode and met Glenn, and he's been a great listener and friend all through the last year and a half. And he was renting DVC points for the first time and checking out Bay Lake Tower. He posted a ton of pictures on Facebook, and I am so excited to be talking about with him this week. And then another fellow that's been, and his wife that have been tracking us for quite some time, finally got a hold of me and said he'd like to be on the show. We're going to put that together in the next couple of weeks. And so that was really cool. I love it when you guys reach out to me and make contact, and especially if you have an idea to be on the show. But in this case, I reached out to you, Jeff, but you jumped on this. And I wasn't surprised. And so let's get into your experiences in Disney World. And yeah, why don't we start there? What's your history with Disney World, Jeff?
Oh dear. So I actually visited Disney when I was 16. So that was 1976. So it wasn't too long after the park opened.
Sure, that's great.
And my parents were there. My dad was there for a convention. We got to stay in the garden wing of the Contemporary.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And because of the fact that it was so secluded, right?
Yeah.
My parents let myself and my brother, who was 14 at the time, just have the run of the resort. So
Nice.
we could hop on the monorail, go over to the Magic Kingdom.
You were spoiled. You were spoiled right off the bat, dude.
Oh, absolutely. And this was a time when we actually had to buy tickets. So this is when Space Mountain was an e-ticket ride.
Sure.
And you had to you had to partition out or, be frugal with your various tickets for the good ride. So,
Yeah.
So that's where it started.
You had the run of the place, though. You had the resort loop run there. That's awesome.
We did. And it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then many years passed, and when I was in my late 20s, one of my cousins was getting married in Tampa, and so I decided to go down for the wedding. But since I was by myself, I said, well, I've always wanted to go back to Disney. I don't have anybody to go with, but I just booked a trip. I just rented a car. I drove from Tampa to Disney, and I stayed in Riverside. At that time, it was Dixie Landings.
Yep.
And stayed there for a week, and everyone was like, why are you going to Disney by yourself? Why are you doing this? And I said, well, I've always wanted to go back as an adult. So
and you had the opportunity, right? You're in the
Seriously.
neighborhood. You're in the neighborhood. Why not?
2 hours away, stone's throw practically.
Yeah, right.
So I spent a week there, and it was glorious.
Yeah.
I got to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. There was no rules, and I just had a ton of fun. And that became almost like an annual event for me.
Yeah.
And so I think my record is 3 visits in a year.
Okay.
Between company conventions and personal trips.
Nice.
But I've always wanted to go. And in fact, Disney is kind of how I met my husband. We met on an online dating site, and I had a picture of myself leaning up against a cop car in Hollywood Studios. And he recognized it right off the bat. He goes, "Oh, is that from Disney? Is that from Hollywood Studios?" And,
Yeah.
the rest was written from there. And so he is as much a Disney fanatic as
cool.
I am. So that, allows for a very happy marriage.
Well, yeah, my wife she's been the first instigator, I suppose. And, but yeah, it's awesome when you got a common interest like that.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right. So
yeah,
that's kind of my history. So going to Disney is something that we've come to do, but my husband was a co-owner of a small mom and pop type of gift store, and he could not get away for Christmas. So with his experience with Disney was always in other parts of the year, but he has a real passion around Christmas. So when he and his mom decided to shut down the store and sell it 2 years ago, last year was the first time that he actually had Christmas free of a retail environment. So
yeah, well, that's that's a great point too, Jeff. A lot of families they can only go in the summertime, so
that's right.
They miss some of the real specialty times to go, and so we're gonna really tease them and talk about Disney at Christmas time. Well, I don't know, maybe actually we it's Christmas time you can get away because the kids are off school, that kind of thing. But yeah, so let's talk about the last year's trip. And where did you stay?
So we actually were planning on only going down for a week, but then 2 friends of ours, Heidi and Jim, they are DVC members, and when they heard that we were going down, they said, "Oh, we definitely want to go down with you." And we're like, "Okay." And so they made a deal. They said, "We'll secure the rooms using our DVC points if you pay for our park tickets." And I'm like, sold. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a deal and a half right there.
It's good to have friends.
Exactly. So what we did is we decided to keep the week that we were planning on going, and then we just added the additional week with Jim and Heidi. So the first week was literally going down on their DVC points, and then the second week was just us by ourselves. Yeah. And what I've come to find out is if you're a DVC member and you have not hit your window right at the extreme period, like if it's your home resort, I think it's 11 months. If it's not your home resort, I think it's 7 months.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not planning that far out, the chances of you getting a room for consecutive night stay is very difficult to do.
It's been, Jeff. I'm hoping it gets a little bit better. They've been adding some more rooms, and I don't know, maybe I'm just speculating because they added Polynesian. They're getting ready to add some rooms over at Wilderness. Maybe it'll get better, but you're right. It's you really got to plan way ahead. And the other thing with that is that you got to, if you want kind of I'll call it the cheaper rooms or the points that are kind of like the standard room.
They're standards.
Yeah, because people like to go with those rooms. For instance, Bay Lake Tower has a standard room that's a little fewer points than
parking lot view.
Than the Bay Lake view. And the standard rooms will go really quick. They'll go like right at 11 months. Mm-hmm. So that's the other part of that. But you're right. It's hard to string a bunch of days together the closer you get to your trip.
So here we were. I didn't actually realize exactly how much resort hopping we were going to do until about a month out. And at that point, Jim was like, "I've got all of our rooms booked." And I'm like, "Great." And then when we linked our My Disney Experience accounts and took a look at what he had done, it was literally every night was at a different resort.
So how many nights in a row did you switch?
It was 6 nights, 6 different hops. And so actually I take that back. It was 6 nights, 5 hops. So
yeah.
What ended up happening is we got to the boardwalk, which was our first resort. And what I didn't realize is that a lot of the rooms, to your point, people had booked all the standard view rooms. What was left were the amazing views,
the boardwalk
the spacious rooms. Yeah. And so we, of course, he's trying to get the 2-bedroom villas for us so that we could be in one room, he and his wife could be in the other. And the first night we were at the boardwalk, 2nd floor on top of the general store.
Oh, yeah, cool. That's a good view, looking down towards ESPN and stuff.
That's right. That's right. So we had this beautiful enclosed porch that we could look down on the entertainers right below us. Yeah. We could see the fireworks going off over Epcot.
Yeah.
It was absolutely stunning. And I said, oh, my God, I wonder how the rest of this trip is going to go. Well, the second night, we were at the Grand Floridian in the new villas there, and we had a lake view room.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, given our schedules for that day, we didn't get to the room until much later than I really wanted to.
Yeah.
So we didn't resort that much. But I'll tell you, we walked in, and we were like, our mouths just
it's beautiful, right? It's just gorgeous.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You walk in there, it's pointed. It is, the bathrooms alone, like claw-footed jacuzzi tubs with television inside the mirror.
It's luxury, man. It is.
I'm like, why would you ever go to the park if you're actually staying here?
Yeah, it's you get spoiled.
It was pretty incredible.
Cool. Keep going. So I'm loving this.
Yeah, Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
Then back to the boardwalk for another night, but this time we had a pool view room overlooking the main pool.
Okay.
Then to Bay Lake Tower.
All right.
And we had another Lakeview room, but unfortunately we were kind of on the 2nd or 3rd floor, so our Lakeview room was really a beautiful tree, kind of see the lake through the trees kind of view.
So we've
had that room.
You're on the side. That's the Magic Kingdom side. Then
yes,
you were on. Yeah, I got you.
Yep. And then we went over to Saratoga Springs for the last 2 nights with them, and our room was actually right near the bridge over to downtown Disney.
Oh, cool.
So that turned out to be a really nice location for us, especially the night we went and kind of wandered downtown and actually found ourselves at Raglan Road sitting outside on a beautiful night and having dinner out there. So,
well, the obvious question would be, what do you think was your favorite of those?
Oh, gosh.
And it's hard, like one of our friends, Sarah Chapman, will always say, it's hard. It's like picking your favorite child.
That's right. and I'll tell you, for sheer jaw-dropping experience, it was the Grand Floridian, hands down. You walk in there and it's lap of luxury, bar none.
Location? What about that?
Location, I would say, was the boardwalk on the 2nd floor.
Okay.
And in fact, once we actually dropped Heidi and Jim off at the airport at the end of their trip, we actually checked back into the boardwalk for an additional 6 days.
Okay.
And that was our first time ever staying at the boardwalk, and it became instantly our favorite resort. And I never thought that was going to happen because Animal Kingdom Lodge has such a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But the boardwalk for sheer location. It was walking distance to Epcot, quick boat ride over to Hollywood Studios, and especially when you're talking about the Christmas time.
Yeah.
Getting quickly over to the Osborne Lights or getting quickly over to Epcot with the Candlelight Processional, that couldn't be beat. That was really nice. That was pretty special.
Did you ever stay at the Beach Club?
In fact, we stayed there a couple nights on a previous trip. In fact, The only resorts that I have not actually stayed in at this point is the Yacht Club, which technically is attached to the Beach Club.
Yeah.
So you could say I stayed there, but the Yacht Club.
Close enough.
And I think that's the only one of the premium resorts. And I have not stayed at I've stayed at Coronado Springs. I haven't stayed at Caribbean Beach.
Okay.
And I haven't stayed at Pop Century.
All right, got you there.
Yeah, I think I've hit pretty much everything else. That's how often I've been.
Well, tell me now, which is your favorite between Beach Club and Boardwalk? And tell me why.
Ooh.
Or is it? Oh, okay, it's a tough one. I thought you were going to say
it's. Yeah, I mean the location. It's
yeah, because they're pretty the same.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite, I think, is the Beach Club. I think if you were to ask my husband, his is the Boardwalk.
Okay. I'm not going to hold it against you because I'm a big Beach Club fan.
Yeah. I'm a big. I really love the decor at the Beach Club, but my husband really loved the Boardwalk.
Yeah, I like the vibe. Something about the Beach Club vibe I like better.
Yep.
One thing we always complain. My wife complained about the drink station. She always hated over at the Boardwalk. There's no place where you could draw your own drink like you can at the Beach Club or a lot of the other resorts. You got to go to bug the bartender or something if you want to fill up your mug, that kind of thing. That was like the biggest drawback. Like she can't get over that.
Every time we talk about it, it's but the drinks.
I know. Too funny. Well, anything else from that last trip? Meals or anything that were? I mean, 2 weeks you were there. That's pretty cool.
Well, a couple things that right off the bat. One, people have asked me would I do it again, and I think the answer would be no.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the fact that you spent so much time packing and unpacking, you basically were living under your suitcase, so you had no time to really get comfortable.
Right.
And you spent a lot of time waiting for the bellhop to come get your luggage to get it sent to the next resort.
Okay.
So you lost a lot of park time in doing that kind of resort hopping. So for me, that was the main drawback of doing it. But it was great to get the experience of the various resorts.
It's something fun to talk about. Yeah, it's kind of excessive. The park hopping you did, or the resort hopping you did was a little excessive.
It was.
We've even talked about, we're going to be doing that on this.
It's such a struggle for us just to switch once. Such issues.
On the plus side, you get to see the other resorts a little closer up. Yeah,
absolutely. And I would say the dining experience that really stood out was Jim and Heidi were celebrating their anniversary midway through the week. And Jim said, you can do all the planning you want, because he knew my OCD with Disney planning. He said, you can do all the planning you want. The only thing I want is to have a really nice special dinner with my wife that Wednesday for our anniversary. I said, no problem. So what I did is I actually booked reservations at Citricos.
Okay.
And they had never been there, even though they were DVC members and been down probably more than I have.
Okay.
They generally weren't sit-down dining people. So I made arrangements to have them taken to Citricos. And 2 days before our reservation, I called them just to confirm the reservation and to let them know it was Jim and Heidi's anniversary. And that's all I did. Yeah. We arrive and we get seated at our table, and it was at a beautiful window. And of course it was dark, so we kind of think it was the marina that we were overlooking, but it was kind of hard to tell because of how dark it was outside. Mm-hmm. But we were seated at a table right next to a window. My husband and I got our menus, no problem. Jim and Heidi's menus, of course, had pre-printed on the top, Happy Anniversary, Jim and Heidi.
Aww.
Nice.
And they were floored. They're like, oh my God, did you do this? And I said, I didn't do it. They did it. I just happened to mention it was your anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
It's true. They go out of their way.
They do. They really, and let me tell you, the whole evening. So, the waiter that we had, she was probably the most amazing waiter I've ever had.
Cool.
She immediately came over and said, I would like to offer you a champagne toast to kick off your meal. Would that be okay? And we're like, absolutely, that would be okay.
Yeah, we're good with that.
Absolutely. So she brings over a champagne toast on the house. Then she comes over and she says, the chef is sending out a a sample of tonight's soup, which was a cold potato soup. And she's like, it was a small dish, but it was, enough for, a couple spoonfuls.
That's cute.
Yeah. And she's like, this is, compliments of the chef. And we're like, wow, this is really cool. This is really special.
You don't get that. Yeah. When do you ever get that?
Exactly. Throughout the meal, so I ordered a bottle of wine with the meal, and she made a recommendation of a separate bottle of wine that she thought was a better quality wine, and actually turned out to be less expensive than what I had chosen. And so I said, well, thank you. And sure enough, the wine was absolutely delicious.
Fabulous. Yeah. Cool.
The meal was just amazing, of course. We told the waiter to please let the chef know, how wonderful it was and how much we appreciated it. The chef came to our table with a bottle wrapped in a towel, and it turns out that they make a homemade limoncello right there on the property for the staff. And so he's like, if you're interested, there's a little aperitif for you. And we're like, absolutely. So he poured us also limoncello after the meal. We ordered dessert.
What is that limoncello?
Limoncello, it's a liqueur. It's an Italian liqueur that's made basically from lemons.
Yeah.
So it's very sweet. It's almost like a hard lemonade type of thing. But very, very hard.
I think Mama would like that.
That's her.
Her thing is the lemon drops at Disney World.
Yes.
She likes that.
So
what's that got? Vodka?
Lemon drops basically make it more like a lemon flavored vodka, and you're pretty much there.
Yeah. Cool.
And then once we had dessert, she brought out a second dessert that had happy anniversary written in chocolates, little tiny sherbet on little tiny ice cream cones. It was totally adorable, totally wonderful. And as soon as our meal was over, wouldn't you know, the fireworks go off over the castle, and it turns out we have front row seats to the fireworks that are going off.
Wow.
What a dream come true.
You had like personal attention, and you get the fireworks too. Jim is a cop, okay? Yeah.
Jim is a big guy. I thought his eyes were getting a little moist.
You get a little emotional there, huh?
He did. It was people talk about those magic moments at Disney.
Yeah.
This was clearly, by far, one of those magical memories that you never forget.
We're excited. We're going to do Narcoossee's over there, Jeff, on our next trip. And so Citricos, I'm trying to get my orientation that Narcoossee's is by the lake, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so Citricos is near the lake too, you're saying?
Yes. It has a view of the marina through two of the buildings.
Okay. Because Narcoossee is like right out there on
Narcoossee's is the whole...
Yeah, it's right on the docks, right? It's like kind of roundish. Yeah.
Big circle.
Well, I'm excited to do that. Well, that was a great story. Let's talk about... let's move over to talk a little bit about Christmas time and what you mentioned here, what to expect, what to do, what to plan for.
So for me, for Christmas, there's a couple things. First of all, if you have the opportunity, if you have a car with you, for example, it's worth it to take some time to go to the various resorts to see them decorated for the holidays.
Yeah.
They are absolutely stunning. It's like little wonderlands throughout the entire property. Definitely you want to hit the Grand Floridian. But each resort has completely different theming. So like, for example, the Animal Kingdom Lodge, their tree is all filled with African masks, and it's very earthy, if you will, in terms of its decorations. The Grand Floridian is very Victorian in its decorations. So it's worth it. And of course, you can't miss the big, the huge gingerbread house where they actually sell gingerbread houses. It's very meta.
It's real gingerbread too. The real gingerbread house.
That's right.
Full size. And what about the Wilderness Lodge? I always heard things about that.
Oh yes, and of course there it's like, and of course in all these lodges you've got the trees are absolutely immense. They're like
real,
70 feet tall and just incredible.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I would recommend, that if
that's
you're
a great
at
tip.
Disney for Christmas, and it's a great thing to do if you're coming in late or if you're leaving late and you don't want to spend the money to go into the parks.
Right. Great tip.
The other thing is that if you've never been, you definitely need to spend the extra money to do Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I've been several times, but I still pay to go because I'm just that big kid at heart.
Right.
And there's nothing more magical than walking onto Main Street and having it snow on you in Orlando with the Christmas music going. I just get so emotional, and I like tears well up in my eyes, and I'm like, and I'm home.
Just like home. Yeah.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Except without all the cold. So
it can be cold though. Well, in December, I don't know if it's quite gotten that in Florida, but I know in January it can be cold down there.
Absolutely. And in fact, you definitely want to watch the weather for when you're going, because you could go from shorts and t-shirts during the day to needing parkas at night. So temperature swings can be pretty dramatic. So
keep your winter jacket handy.
That's right. You got to dress in layers and bring up probably more clothes than you normally would for a trip to Florida.
Right.
But Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, it's absolutely stunning. There's lots of things to do and see, including special parades, special fireworks, special shows. You can pick up the itinerary right there at the town hall as you're going through the train station. They have them right there as well. But you want to check out to see all the different things that are going on and avail yourself of those.
Does that sell out pretty good?
It does as you get closer to December. But I just got my tickets last week.
Yeah.
And that's like 2 months out, and I had no problems getting mine. In fact, I was able to get annual pass holder discounts. They have limited days that give you discounts off the price.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
And they start Christmas decorations the day after Thanksgiving, right?
Actually,
or sooner. Is what they're doing now.
Like
what we found was when we got married, our honeymoon was the week before November, the week before Thanksgiving. And at that point, the Magic Kingdom was completely decorated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're starting them early now. I think I remember that.
Remember that video I showed you? It's when they took down the Halloween decorations. They put up the Christmas ones overnight.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's right.
It's awesome.
Yep. And so the elves come out. They decorate everything pretty quickly. So Magic Kingdom is pretty much, you're guaranteed early in December right through to beginning of January to be fully decorated. The rest of the parks take their time throughout the month of November, but definitely their big thing is the day after Thanksgiving. That's when all the festivities occur. That's when all the special events start, with the exception of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which I believe starts much earlier in November because, got to get that money in.
Well, yeah, but it's good for people going down. Of course, we always talk about Disney not being really a lot of downtime as far as crowd size, but it is, if you go the time that like you're going, Jeff, a couple of weeks into December, still it's going to be a little lower, but there's no difference in the enjoyment of the Christmas festivities whether you're there then or when you're there the most busiest time of the year, which is between Christmas and New Year's.
Exactly.
You really can enjoy it. Yep.
In fact, that's probably part of the reason that you're seeing some of the price changes and how they're planning on doing it is because they want to start leveling that off.
Yeah.
And they want to start encouraging people to go when the parks are less busy. So the first 2 weeks of December traditionally have been very good times to go. Many people don't want to pull their kids out of school that close to the end of a semester.
Right.
So you can understand why it tends to be a relatively low attendance area or time frame.
All right. What else with Christmas time?
So I would also recommend going to see the Candlelight Processional at Epcot. It is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, tell me more about that one.
It is breathtaking. I've seen videos of it, but it does not do it justice.
Okay.
You have to be there. You have to experience. It's almost visceral in terms of the experience.
Nice.
They, of course, have a variety of guest narrators. Last year, we got to see Whoopi Goldberg do
Neat.
our narration, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. And where is that done? I know, but
it's at the American Pavilion,
right.
And they have a big stage there overlooking the lake. And the thing that we learned very quickly last year is the fact that there are 2 lines for the processional. If you're at the American Pavilion looking at the stage, there is a line off to the right that goes out towards Italy and China in that direction. That's the standby line.
Okay.
And that gets very long very quickly. If you choose to do the dinner package, you're given a ticket that allows you to get into the line that forms to the left of the stage.
Okay.
That goes off into Morocco.
Yep.
And what ends up happening there, Japan, actually the line goes through Japan into Morocco. That's how long it is. And that's the quote unquote shorter line.
That's a good one.
Yeah, short in Disney terms is
through 2 countries.
Long somewhere else. Yeah.
I mean, literally, we got there, I would say, 45 minutes before the show. We had our ticket in hand, and I asked the cast member, I said, where do I go for this? And she pointed at this long line.
Yeah. Hey, kid, the line doesn't start here.
Oh, yeah. So even if you have the ticket for the candlelight processional from the dinner package, you're still guaranteed at least an hour wait.
Oh, wow. So what dinner, where do you have dinner as part of that package?
We did Beer Garden last year, and we're going to do Beer Garden again this year.
Is it all the Epcot restaurants do that?
There's probably about, I want to say there's like a dozen restaurants.
That's it's a lot. I don't know how many there are, but it sounds like all of them. Yeah. Cool.
And so, so I would say it's worth it in the sense that you're allowed to filter in to find a seat before the standby line.
Yeah. So
from that perspective, it's probably worth it so you get closer to the stage. But if all you're interested in doing is just seeing and finding a seat, as long as you're willing to stand in line for a couple hours, you could probably do it without the dinner package.
Wow.
But again, you're probably talking about standing in line for quite a long time.
Now the processional, is that just in the theater area?
Yes. And so what they do is it's a full stage show, full orchestra, full choir.
Oh, okay.
The stage is it's like a sound wave that comes at you with all the music. It's incredible.
Nice. How long is that show?
It's about 45 minutes.
Okay. All Christmas songs?
Yes, absolutely. And so it's the story of Christmas, story of Jesus. So there's a lot of that storytelling that's woven in. Of course, Disney, it's known for storytelling. So it's a lot of storytelling interwoven with hymns that you are, the traditional Christmas carols, plus a few that are probably not as well known. And so it's just very beautiful. It's incredible when you've got at least 100 people up on stage all singing. You've got the live orchestra. It's really inspiring. It really is, I have to say.
And well produced. I mean, people are practicing for this for a while, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely. This is well choreographed.
Are these like locals then in these big choirs, you think? Or I don't know, where are they getting all these people?
That's a very good question. I don't know where they get their talent. I've heard that there are individuals from some of the local Disney talent.
Sure.
Like, I think like the members of the Dapper Dans might be in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
They might be providing some fill-ins and some, key
some of the
places.
Key parts and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm not quite sure where they get the main chorus.
Well, that was a trick question anyway. I didn't mean to pick on you there.
That's okay.
All right. Well, let's talk about your trip coming up.
Oh, yes.
The planning. When did the planning start for this?
It started probably early summer, I want to say, because I knew that if I wanted to get in there, I wanted to try to get. I wanted to rent DVC points.
Okay.
Because I really like having a 1-bedroom villa because I like the convenience of having like a washer and dryer there. Mm-hmm. I like having a kitchen area.
Right.
So for me, I love being able to do that. But since I'm not a DVC member, I go through the online rental sites. But unfortunately, I had not realized how late it was in the season. And so when I contacted them with my several options, they just sent me an email almost immediately back saying, yeah, there's nothing available. It's like, yeah, you need to go to our website, go to this place, go see exactly when you should be ordering these things because you're way too late. I'm like, I'm 6 months out. Yeah, that's way too late.
Wow. And what part of December are you going?
It's going to be the first 2 weeks, just like last year.
Okay.
So first 2 weeks of December.
Even then, huh?
Even then. Yeah. And so but I was able to get an annual pass holder discount on the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Okay.
And so we opted to go with a standard view room rather than a Savannah view room. Because we're going to go down there for, we're actually having another friend of ours who's a DVC member come and join us mid-stay. So this is going to be one of those things where we arrive on a Monday the 30th of November, I believe. And we've got a insanely early flight. I think we arrive at like 8 in the morning.
Oh, you're right. I thought we were early when we go, Linz.
I know.
Yeah, I'm kind of hardcore when it comes to wanting to be in the park like now.
We're like that too. Do you fly Southwest out of Hartford also?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I actually, because of our location here in Eastern Connecticut, we will go either Bradley or Providence, depending on which has the better deal. And then what we do is we do the park sleep and fly at the local hotels.
Oh, yeah.
So for like $100, this time we're flying out of Bradley. So for $100, we can stay at a Clarion and we get to leave the car there at the hotel for the entire 2 weeks that we're gone.
That's
and
cool. They shuttle you over. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So
that's good.
And that way we can sleep the night before. So even though we're getting up early, it's not going to be quite as bad as if we had to actually drive there, find long-term parking, and then go find the flight. So,
well, you are an expert planner, Jeff, for sure.
I try.
You tweak it all the time, right? You can make it better.
But yeah, so we're going to do the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I'm hoping part of my devious plan, part of my devious plan is to try and let them know that part of this is actually going to be for my birthday.
Yep.
So I'm turning the big 55 this year. So I figure that's got to be a milestone somewhere.
Got to grab attention somewhere on that one.
That's exactly right. So I'm going to call them ahead to let them know we're going to be celebrating.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they do what they've done in the past, which is actually upgrade us to a Savannah View room. I'm not expecting it, but it would be a very nice surprise if it actually happened.
Well, I've heard a lot of our listeners getting that special upgrade somewhere that they've stayed lately. So hopefully we're good luck for you, Jeff.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So, but even if not, it's the Animal Kingdom Lodge. There's plenty of places to go and watch the animals, and I just love the whole vibe of the lodge itself.
Yeah. We're going to be staying there for the first time in March.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing that, half that, and then we're doing the beach club, the other part. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be there for 6 days, and then a friend of ours who's a DVC member is coming in. She also had the same problem where she couldn't get 3 days consecutive, so it's getting a 1-bedroom villa for three separate nights. So the first night we're staying in Jumbo House. Second night we're going over to Kidani Village. Third night we're going back to Jumbo House. It's like, okay.
At least you're in the same resort.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
But she's paying for the room, so I'm paying for her tickets for like the processional and for the Mickey's Very Merry, so that she doesn't have to worry about that when she comes down.
Neat. You got a deal going there again.
Nice.
Yep. And then when we drop her off at the airport, we're going to go check into the Grand Floridian for an additional 2 nights. And we're actually going to pamper ourselves. I'm going to book a series of spa treatments.
First time?
We're doing... What was that?
First time?
It's going to be first time at the Grand Floridian. We actually, for our honeymoon, did a day at the spa at Saratoga Springs.
Okay.
Nice.
And my helpful tip there is watch how much you're doing in terms of spa treatments, because we didn't and ended up spending well over $1,000 for the day.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow. I had no idea you could. You didn't know it? You were surprised by the bill?
Yeah, pretty much. It was one of those things that where we got tripped up was I had a couple things planned. I didn't plan into it the tips, which are not included.
Yeah.
And when we were doing our mani-pedi, my husband is a rather social animal. So he tends to chat people up. And so the two women that we had actually doing our manis and pedis were so enchanted by him that our 1 hour treatment turned into a 3 hour treatment. And instead of just doing a regular mani and pedi, we had salt scrub. We ended up having paraffin wax treatments. We had all these different things.
Got the works.
We had the works. And what we didn't realize is that all these were being added as separate charges.
Wow.
Yeah. It was fun, but...
What a bunch of tourists you guys ended up being taken to the cleaners.
That's it. So this time we're going to be very judicious about what
you learned your lesson.
That's right. We're probably going to. There's a package available at the Grand Floridian Spa. That's it's like a gentleman's package. That's a massage and pedicure, I think it is. And so it's a contained cost. We know how much it's going to be, and that's going to be it.
Very good. Live and learn.
That's right.
All right. You got to tell me about your dining going on for this trip and maybe some of your favorite restaurants. I'd really love to hear it, since you've said you're a foodie and self-proclaimed drinker.
Absolutely.
Without any.
My absolute favorite drink on property right now is called the smoked turkey.
Ooh.
Oh, you had that last time we were there.
Did I have that?
Yes, you did. I remember.
That was delicious.
Whiskey. Oh, yeah. It's got whiskey, right?
It's wild turkey cherry, I think it is. But it's a wild turkey with some cherry flavoring somewhere in there. But they do a liquid smoke.
I don't remember having this. Lindsay said I had this. I don't even remember
Maybe it was Harry.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was. It sounds good, though. I think I almost ordered it.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I had a lot of those.
All right. That's good to know. Where do you get? Is that like one of the drinks that you find all over property?
Yes. It's one of the standard ones.
Yeah.
And so we definitely like hitting the bars and relaxing at times, especially after you've been in the parks in the morning and early afternoon and you come back. I'm a big fan of afternoon naps.
Yeah,
I do enjoy my little recharging, and then when we go out, I usually like having dinner and then coming back and relaxing in one of the lounges. So
yeah, perfect.
In fact, I really like the lounge at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So,
oh, good. Well, thank you for adding to my must-do list. I will add that. What's it called? The wild turkey, smoked turkey?
It's called smoked turkey.
Yeah, I'm going to add that to my must-do for March.
I think that's on their standard drinks list too. So
that's what we were just saying. Right, perfect. Well, tell me what your favorite restaurants and what do you got booked for this trip? Did you book some of your favorites, or you're reaching out a little bit?
So, one of the places that's going to be new for us is going to be our guest for the first time.
Oh, wow. That's kind of unusual for a guy who's been there so many times.
I have tried for the past several years, ever since it opened, to try to find reservations to no luck. And I've not been wanting to go and stand in line for 2 hours for a meal.
I'm with you there.
And so when I was booking my trip this time, I was far enough out that I was like, even though I was almost 6 months to the day out, Be Our Guest was pretty much booked for the entire week that we were going to be down there for the initial week. And so I just said, look, Be Our Guest anytime, and I just kept punching every day. And I finally saw a booking available, but it was for breakfast. But I said, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Let's go.
I don't remember. Is breakfast kind of new there too, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, because I don't even think they had breakfast, Lindsay, when we last went. I wonder. Yeah, it'd be good. I'd like to hear how it turns out for sure.
And I think they added it because of the demand on the restaurant.
Sure.
I think they were expanding that.
That's
that
good.
Option there.
Well, we were dying for an egg sandwich when we were in Magic Kingdom last time. You can't find an egg sandwich anywhere in that park that I know of. That's my recommendation.
I would say our favorite restaurants. My favorite personally on property is a toss up between Chico's at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I would say Flying Fish over at the boardwalk.
Oh, we're so glad to hear you say that, because Lindsay's favorite is Flying Fish, and we're going to be doing Chico on our next trip.
Oh, Chico's is absolutely phenomenal. I usually order off menu when I go to Chico.
Okay.
There is a meal that they used to serve back in the day. It was a filet on top of homemade macaroni and cheese with a red wine reduction sauce.
Ah.
And it was so popular that when they took it off the menu, that there was such an uproar that they actually still have macaroni and cheese on the menu for kids.
Yeah.
And they have their filet. So they will actually put together the filet on top of the macaroni and cheese for you if you ask.
Do they still have the sauce though?
That's so funny.
They have a sauce. I don't think it's the sauce anymore.
Okay.
Because the sauce, I talked to one of the chefs back when it was first being made. It took them 2 days to reduce down the sauce.
Wow.
And they, of course, being one of the largest wine cellars of South African wines outside of South Africa, of course, they're using red wine to do the reduction sauce, but they just keep putting in red wine and keep reducing it for 2 days.
Wow.
And it was absolutely stunning. I don't think they do that anymore, but I could be wrong.
What is it about Chico then that puts it on par with Flying Fish?
I think one, it's the atmosphere. Two, it's the wine menu. I am an assistant winemaker to one of our wineries here in Connecticut. So wine is another passion of mine, shortly behind Disney.
Well, I know who to ask now as I explore that area of my life. I know who to ask.
If you want to know about wines, come see me. I'll be your connection.
Perfect. Thanks, buddy. All right. What else? Yeah. Anything else? Obviously, the food.
The food is really good.
Are the steaks great?
Steaks are absolutely phenomenal. But where I would say go with where you might not be normally comfortable. Like they had a monkfish on the menu, and it was absolutely delicious. And it's not something that you normally see at seafood restaurants.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely delicious. The flavor combinations are very unusual. If you've ever been to Boma,
yes, many times,
then you have a sense of the type of flavors and unusual combinations that you might get at Chico. So it's just basically taking Boma and kind of ratcheting it up a notch in terms of a sit-down dining experience.
How's the service over there?
I have had nothing but exceptional service.
Yeah.
Every single time we've been there, I've raved about the wait staff there. In fact, so much so I've actually called the manager over to let them know how great the experience was.
Awesome. I'm glad you do that. And I encourage everyone out there to do that. They work so hard.
Don't speak up just when you have a problem.
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
And I'm sure, Lindsay, I'm sure you know this. If someone gets a glowing review or gets notification either through someone talking to the manager or through a handwritten note, it actually gets recognized in the employee file.
Yes.
So they do like that.
Perfect. What a good ending there. But before we leave, we're like at an hour here, Jeff. This has been so much fun, but I got to give some bonus time because you are such a consummate planner. And people love planning tips. We talked about a tip you wanted to give, and you can give the audience. So why don't you go with that?
So one of the things that I ended up struggling with this year was my Disney experience.
I'm sure others do too.
Oh my gosh. So if it works great. I had the struggle last year because we're going down. It was like 2 families going down we needed to have all of our accounts synced up.
Yep.
So that all of our reservations synced, so all of our tickets synced. I was buying some tickets for them. They were buying some stuff for us. And so making sure that you have reached out to the other people, make them your friends, make sure that everything is linked. Because in that way, everything is synced automatically to your Magic Bands.
Yeah.
I probably spent a week for this coming trip, since we have another friend of ours joining us. I spent a week trying to connect our account to her account, just to make sure that I could see her reservations like she could see my reservations.
Yeah.
And so that when we actually went to the point of actually checking in, that it's going to be a smooth process. So we don't have to worry about us not being able to use our Magic Bands to get into the room, or the fact that I was buying her Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party tickets and not having them linked to her accounts. That's all taken care of. So last year it went really smoothly. I actually purchased tickets through work, through a discount house.
Yep.
And I was able to enter those ticket serial numbers into my Disney experience for all of us going.
Okay.
And we had absolutely no problems at all. They told us that we had to go to guest relations when we first arrived at the park, but when we arrived at guest relations, we found that everything was already synced and there was actually no need to go to guest relations.
Oh, good. That's awesome. So why did it take a week to get that all synced up? And was it just navigating the website?
It was, I would send through to their email an invitation, but whether or not they had their spam filter on or off, it may get caught up in that spam filter. So trying to find the invitation to begin with. And eventually she sent me an invitation to my email. I clicked on it to say I want to accept this friend invite, but it didn't go anywhere. Like, it would bring me to log into the site. I would log into the site, then it would bring me to my main page, but there was no connection made. So it took a lot to actually get everything synced up. But I was able to finally get it figured out. I was probably about 5 minutes away from calling Disney to say help. I persevered and just kept going, and it eventually worked. So,
well, that's awesome, Jeff. Thank you. We had so much fun chatting with you tonight, and I hope you stay in touch.
Absolutely.
We are going to get you connected with our Facebook group, because you could really be a great resource there to everyone, I am sure. And, with your opinions and comments, I love that, Jeff. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
I hope you had fun.
I did.
All right. And, all right, I'm going to close, Lindsay.
All right.
We're going to say goodnight. This is, this is a community of Disney World enthusiasts, as you can see. So glad I can finally reach out to someone new to come on the show. And we're looking for more, you guys. This is something we're going to be doing a lot of in the coming months. And we do have a brand new, pretty new, it's a Facebook group. Just friend me on Facebook, and we'll get you into that. And we also have a private Facebook group, Jeff, I'm going to invite you to, because that's saved just for people who have been guests on the show. Woo-hoo. And yes, you are going to get a personal invitation to that also. And we love to talk about favorites, top fives, and just contact me, kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com with email. You can get me on Twitter, and we already talked about Facebook. Lindsay, I don't know, what else? Does that cover it?
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us tonight, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Let's see. Get my recorder going. Right, Lindsay?
Yeah, push the stop button.
Yeah. My recorder has its buttons messed up. The stop button is the go button.
Okay.
I kid you not.
Just the way it was put together.
I got it for Christmas, and I looked at it. I was trying to learn it with the instruction manual, and it just kept messing me up. I'm like, something's not right here. They actually flipped the little thing that tells you what things do
that one
upside
little
down.
plastic chip. They just put it up. They put it in upside down.
So anyway, we always joke about that. All right. I got a little frog in my throat. So bear with me. This is a little bit long story, but it's got a fun ending. So it fits in, I think. Ready, Linz?
Go for it. Getting philosophical up in here.
Love it.
Actually, that wasn't that long.
That wasn't too bad. Lots of energy.
And Disney's all about telling stories anyway.
Of course.
You should say that. Like, lead in with that.
Yes.
Like right now.
Okay, Lindsay. Well, you can make fun of my intro.
I liked it. It was good. You tied it together.
Okay. All right. Let's do the welcome.